look good.
Mazda. Sorry, I totally missed that one. Okay, well, we'll start the review over. Let's go back to the part. Let's just start the whole review over again.
Yeah.
This is a crap review. God, we did a terrible job on this. So this week we've got the Mazda CX-90, and this is sort of an interesting one because we've got very mixed feelings about this car. There's a lot of things that you liked about this car that from the style standpoint, luxury standpoint, stuff like that. There is the idea of having a full-size Mazda plug-in hybrid. So this is the CX-90 PHEV. Yes, we like calling it the PHEV. And I'm going to talk about that.
It says PHEV on the side.
It does say PHEV on the side. I'm going to talk about that, why you might or might not want to choose the PHEV from a driving perspective. But there is a lot to like about the CX-90. There's a couple catches though. Obviously, one of the first things that you would definitely like about the Mazda CX-90 is the styling. This thing is gorgeous, okay? I think Mazda's whole design philosophy.
I was going to say, you were making fun of me.
Yeah, the whole Kodo design philosophy being translated into this rear-wheel drive biased platform looks awesome. When I saw it in pictures, I wasn't sure it would look quite as elegant as some of their kind of current designs, but it totally does. It has 21-inch wheels. They look fabulous. White is not our favorite color, admittedly, because, I mean, you definitely don't want it white. I don't prefer it in white, but the design overall looks awesome. I mean, this thing definitely has like luxury vibes inside and outside. So the outside looks great. The inside does too. We'll get to that in a second. But before we get to that, let's talk about what you liked about the design.
Yeah, let's think about it.
Let's think about what you liked about the design. We'll talk about what you liked about the design. That would be more helpful for the audience if you actually talked about what you liked about the design. And we're also going to take a look under the hood because there are 3 available powertrains for this thing. And depending on your needs or wants, that's going to be a big decision you have to make in regards to the CX-90.
All ready?
Yeah.
Is the sun good?
As good as
it's gonna,
yeah, as good as it's gonna get in the middle of the day.
We are, what's it called again? Mazda CX-9.
D.
That's another letter?
No, 90.
Oh. Mazda CX-90.
Which we just talked about 5 seconds
I just forget. Numbers go in my head and then they come out.
You're a math teacher.
I know, but not, I don't talk about car names.
You're a great math teacher. Your reputation is the best math teacher.
Cute.
But numbers go in your head and fall out.
No, don't say that. That's going to affect my reputation. Numbers like car names, numbers that have no meaning to them.
Right.
You know, give me some numbers and I'll...
Don't tell that to the different brands. They think they have meaning.
Okay, but they don't have meaning.
Yeah, I know. They don't. They're stupid.
And this is a PHEV. Just learn what that means.
What does it mean?
Plug-in hybrid electric vehicle.
It is. It's the plug-in version of the CX-90.
I like a PHEV. Because
Which you can't say without laughing.
Because it sounds so funny. Because the all-electric vehicles make me nervous. So I like one that I can plug in. It's a hybrid.
You have range anxiety.
I have range anxiety.
But you like driving EVs.
Yeah, because they're so smooth.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do love driving them. So the exterior of this car.
Yeah, we haven't been drinking or anything. This isn't Friday. You don't have margaritas.
I really like it, actually.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Do you? I hate white. I just am not a white car
not a great
fan.
press car color brands, automotive brands.
But the grill is nice. It's like really, and I love the big fat Mazda.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
it's a beautiful car.
Yeah, that looks really nice. It's like the perfect. I do think it's a good, because, I don't like a SUV that looks too much like a car. I want like some truckiness to it.
Yeah.
And now this isn't trucky, but I still feel like it's got like enough like coolness to it that it's got like some style and it's kind of like
tough. Mazda wants to be a luxury brand.
Okay, but I agree, but I think it is like they do luxury in like a good way, like a way that I like.
They're going for that BMW Mercedes vibe.
Yeah, but it has some like boxiness.
Are they getting there?
Yeah, actually, yes. And I think the interior, we'll talk about that later, but I love the interior too. But no, I just think it looks so good. You want to go look what the back looks like?
We weren't supposed to do transitions.
Forgot you told me that.
Fired.
So we're filming from a different side, which feels really weird to me.
They don't know that.
They don't? Don't they always see me standing on that side?
Well, you're assuming we have a legion of fans. We probably have 6.
Well, all 6 of them will know that I'm
You're
on
new to the channel. We
different
usually
side.
film this way, but it's very bright.
The back of it is not my favorite part. Of all the looks of all the parts, it's not my favorite. I don't hate it, but I don't like the swoopy doopy thing.
The swoopy doopy?
Sticks out right here in the middle.
Well,
I want it to be
a lot of SUVs.
Like, I don't like how it comes out and then goes back in.
You like trucks. You just want it to square off at the end.
Yes. Now, let's see if I can open it.
Yes.
Oh, I did it. That was easy. All right. Your bag is always causing me troubles. This is pretty big. I can fit in here, easy peasy. Oh, my head. Almost hit my head.
It's because the third row is folded down.
Oh. If the third row was up, would I be able to fit?
No.
Oh. So, see, this is the problem I have with 3-row SUVs. If you have the third row, then you don't have any room, any cargo space. So that's why we got the Suburban a long time ago, because you had room and a cargo space. I get confused.
Well, you have to choose.
What's the point of a third row, though?
So you can take kids and not stuff.
But you can't take both.
Or stuff and not kids.
But not both.
Right.
Right. Or you can have a few kids and a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But then why would you even need the...
Well, and the amount of cubic feet is
it
compromised. No, I'll talk about it now.
All right, so cargo space numbers. This is where...
You don't fit in there quite as good as I do.
No, I'm almost 6'6". I haven't even said that yet. That's like my thing that I say all the time. I'm like 6'5" and change.
This was your first time.
This is for you, Dave. This is for you. If you're watching, Dave, because you called me out for rounding up.
Well, I just want you to be honest.
6'5½". Okay, so hey, Dave and Tess, thanks for watching. But the cargo space in the CX-90 is the one kind of main compromise. This isn't a small SUV. This is a 3-row family SUV. We've got the third row folded down. That gives you 40 cubic feet of cargo space. Now, that is not a lot. If you're in the same category as the Honda Pilot, or God knows, the new Toyota Grand Highlander that has a gajillion feet of cargo space.
A gajillion? Is that an exact number?
Give or take. Yeah, it's on Toyota's website. But it has a ton of space. Let me put this in context. 40 cubic feet, as you see it here, is barely bigger than a Honda CR-V. And it's not much bigger than... No, we have a RAV4.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah. Wait. Wow. Okay. Yeah, just leave the video. Bye.
I just heard the 3 letters.
And... Thumbs down, dislike. All right. So our Toyota RAV4, well, that has about 37 cubic feet of cargo space. So you're not getting a ton more cargo space. You get 15 cubic feet behind the third row when the third row is up, which isn't bad.
Oh, really?
No, it's not bad for the class, but this third row is probably too small for you. Like, it's not a big third row. It's like for children only.
Oh.
So you're getting 15 cubic feet behind that. And one more thing to...
Does it fold flat? I didn't really know.
Yes, it is folded flat. Okay. It is folded flat. It's pretty flat. I think it's not quite totally flat, maybe because the battery pack's under there or something. I don't know.
You just said it's folded flat. It's pretty flat. It's not totally flat.
Flat, pretty flat, not quite flat. I don't know. It's close enough.
It's flattish.
You know, it makes no difference. But what I was going to say is that this vehicle is almost $60,000, and
that's a lot.
You still have to put the seats down with a strap.
Yeah, that would make me not want to buy it.
Yeah.
You know how I love
you love gadgets and gizmos and stuff like that. At almost $60,000, you should be able to press a button and fold the seat down. Now,
I agree.
We come from a generation where it's like, how lazy are you actually going to be? I get it, but come on. I mean...
Yeah, but see, I have never had a car where you could push things and things happen.
Yeah.
So if I'm going to buy a new car, I want things to happen.
Yeah, want things to happen.
Yeah. Got to get a good angle. Can you move over so I can see that real fat Mazda sign? It looks so good. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, you really like the grill of this car.
I do.
It really does have a beautiful design. This is a very good looking car. But in the CX-90, you have 3 available powertrains, okay? This is the plug-in hybrid. So the plug-in hybrid, let's talk about that for just a second, because when we get to the driving portion, that factors into my opinion about the driving portion. So let's start with this. This is a 2.5 liter 4-cylinder with an electric motor. The total output is 323 horsepower and 369 pound-feet of torque, which is pretty good. And that's running through an 8-speed automatic, and it has all-wheel drive. Now, plug-in hybrid means how many miles of pure EV range do we get? We get 26 miles of pure EV range. Now, it's been pretty cold here in Atlanta the past couple days, and we were seeing it charge up to 25, 26 miles. So it was pretty accurate. You run through it pretty quickly though, okay? So you're gonna run through that pretty quickly. However,
I noticed that too.
Yeah,
Does it cost more to have the PHEV?
Not if you get the Turbo S. It's more expensive than the base model powertrain, which we'll talk about in a second. But if you get the Turbo S, you can max that out for a few $1,000s more than this, and it has a little bit more horsepower but the same amount of torque. And you're not going to notice that it's appreciably faster or slower. This thing is slightly faster, okay? And that's because it has that more powerful EV motor, so it gives you that instant torque off the line.
Oh, and you do notice that when you're driving.
Yeah, you do notice it. And like I said, 26 miles is not bad. We're able to run some errands and do some local driving in that. We were averaging with that EV range right around 29 to 30 miles per gallon. So that's pretty good. Now keep in mind, that is a total average, right? The average for the hybrid motor alone is like 26, 27, which is good for a vehicle of this size, but it's not exactly going to give, Toyota and Lexus nightmares with their hybrids. Like, it's still going to be less efficient than that. And as one reviewer put it, if you don't use the EV range of a plug-in hybrid, then you're carrying around this big heavy battery for like no reason, right?
Yeah.
Like, you're not really using it the way it's meant to be used, okay? So there's that. Keep in mind, if you're interested in the PHEV, stay tuned, because when we get to the driving portion, I'm going to specifically talk about a couple things you want to consider for that. Now, if you get the Turbo S model, you get like 340 horsepower and 369 pound-feet of torque, still 8-speed automatic, still all-wheel drive. We haven't tested the Turbo S model. I would imagine in the driving portion, you would not experience some of the things that I'm going to talk about. So keep that in mind. If you want the best powertrain, personally, Megan really likes this car. If we were to consider buying it, I would personally probably not get the PHEV, and it doesn't have anything to do with.
I love a PHEV.
Well, I know you really like the PHEV, but I don't feel like it's giving you enough, and I feel like it's taking away something in the driving experience. Like I said, we're gonna get to that. Now, the base level engine is like a 280 horsepower.
Wait, 332 pound-feet of torque.
332 pound-feet of torque. I know, I told her to help me remember because I've been juggling so many numbers. I'm having trouble remembering all of them. Now, that's a 3.3 liter turbo straight 6, which is the same engine in the Turbo S. The difference is the Turbo S gets a little bit of an electric assist. It's not a hybrid. It gets a little bit of an electric assist from a motor, whereas the base engine does not. It's just a straight up Turbo 6. It's a fantastic power plant. We haven't been able to test it long term, but like I said, from a driving standpoint, that's pretty great. Now, I'm greedy. I want that Turbo S with a 369 pound-feet of torque personally, okay?
Same.
And I'll tell you why in the driving section, which starts now.
So we are in the Mazda CX-90. All the letters and the numbers, it's a hard system for me to wrap my head around. It is like what is this, like a mid-size SUV?
It's supposed to be a full,
big?
3-row.
I mean, we'll see. I don't know. I haven't checked out the back seat, but we'll see. It looks like a medium-sized SUV to me, but the driving. Am I going straight here?
Yes.
Okay. We're going a different way. Just
a way we've still lived here our whole life.
but not the way we
not
go every
the
time we
same
film.
way.
So I don't need the sass. So this is not my. There are a lot of things I really like about this car. I don't love the way it drives. It's very.
Well, that's not good. Mazdas are known for.
Well, I don't. It's very heavy.
It's because it's sporty.
Okay, I don't like that then.
Yeah.
I don't want a sporty car.
I don't want a sporty car.
I don't want one that drives like a sporty car. It
Yeah.
can be sporty but not drive sporty.
Well, the steering is heavy.
The steering is very heavy. That's the only thing I don't like about it. It's very smooth.
I don't like it the way it drives, except for this one thing. That's the only thing.
Well, like the acceleration and the braking, I don't have problems with that. The ride is smooth.
Yeah, the ride is excellent.
I like that. So, but that steering is heavy. Now, is it something I would not buy this car for? No, it's probably something I would get used to. It's just not my favorite, personally, is a heavy wheel. A heavy wheel. You may say about the inside? I never know if that's what you meant to talk about or not.
Well, from a driving perspective.
From a driving, the heads-up display is nice. I always love a good heads-up display.
The ergonomics, the seat, the steering wheel.
Yeah. Oh, the seats. I think the seat is average.
Yeah, it's not super comfy.
Not super comfy.
No, it's the same problem the CX-50 had.
And the car I liked, that Toyota, remember?
Oh, the Sequoia.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's different. The Sequoia seats are firm. This one's borderline uncomfortable. I wouldn't call it uncomfortable. I don't think they're comfortable, cushy. My bony
Your
butt
back?
was uncomfortable.
What are you trying to say?
Yeah, more Gia.
I don't find the seat terrible. It's not great, but I don't think it's terrible. I like the display stuff. Like all the gauges as you're driving, it's all very like easy to glance down at and see. Everything's visually appealing as you're driving. But I like the feel of the wheel. I don't like the thing here, but it does have a little hole, so I can like kind of make it my own, you know,
Sort of.
Yeah, a little bit. But I mean, I think it's pretty nice. I mean, I don't hate it. You drove it more this week than I did.
Yeah, you didn't drive it as much as me.
So you have a more of a long-term perspective. Mine is, what is me drive?
Oh, it's my drive.
My drive. What's
yeah,
that?
it's where you can turn on to sport mode or not.
That's kind of fancy. Does it do flames on the thing?
No, it does not.
You know, I love a good flame. Am I turning here?
Yes, go right.
Okay. So you didn't tell me that.
I
Oh,
know.
the blinker is so cute. It's like an outline of an arrow.
Yeah, Mazda
I do
does
like
little
that.
premium touches.
Yeah, yeah. It looks very, I do like the way, is it expensive?
Almost 60,000.
I mean, I do like the way it looks though. It's white. I don't love the outside of it. We'll see. We'll talk about that later. I don't love white.
We already talked about it. You need to really get this whole editing thing down.
In the whole movie
You just
magic.
revealed that we're filming this way
Out of
before the
order.
other part.
I'm sorry. I just forgot that we already talked about it.
Oh, so subtle. They totally
Whoa,
believe
that was a lot of
Yeah.
gas off the gas.
Well, the transmission, it's a
of...
plug-in hybrid. I'll talk about this, or I've already talked about it in my
See,
drive.
you messed up the movie magic too.
Yeah, that was a mistake.
It's got some good pickup though.
This is technically the fastest version.
Ooh, you want me to see?
I mean, you can floor it if you want.
Are we like in a school zone or anything?
No. Is that floored?
Oh, no.
Oh, I
I'm
was
not
gonna
going to
say.
floor it.
Oh.
I'm a responsible driver.
Let's go. Be
There's
wild.
a car in front of
Be
me.
a wild woman.
Be wild, woman. The speed limit's 45.
Don't say what the speed limit is. The speed limit's 800.
I'm
Nobody
not
knows.
going over. I am following the rules of the law. The rules of the road. You know, I really love I don't know if it's the way I can see the gauges really, really well. Some steering wheels, I feel like they kind of,
Yeah.
like it's like a perfect,
Yeah, they prioritize
yeah,
the driver.
yeah, it's like a perfect framing the way the wheel is.
Yeah.
No, I really like it. So okay,
So, you don't like anything about the way it drives.
no,
and now you
I didn't say I don't like anything about it. I said it's very heavy. The steering
you just
is heavy.
don't like the steering.
That's the only thing I don't like.
But you have a
Yeah.
habit of doing that. You extrapolate one thing out into the whole thing.
Well, sometimes like in the moment, that's the one thing that feels the most important to me in my heart, deep down in my heart, and I have to let it out. But the more I drive, as I said, I didn't drive this one this week as much.
Yeah.
You did. So, but that's the only thing I don't like. The steering is very heavy. Like I feel like my arms are tired after we drive.
Well, you better hit that workout.
Like,
Okay, so I was saying this when we were talking about the powertrains. I've got some pros and cons of the driving experience. Let's start with the pros because the pro is what you'd expect with Mazda. The ride in this thing is phenomenal. It is absolute perfection. For someone like me, driving enthusiast, I enjoy driving cars, driving a big family SUV. It's handling as tight and sporty as you would want without being uncomfortable. Like, especially on 21-inch wheels, this thing.
which I like, by the way.
Yeah, the
They
wheels
look
are
really good.
beautiful. It has a fantastic ride. It feels great from behind the wheel. The steering is heavy. It 100%
It
is
is.
heavy. I would argue, if I'm being fair, it is slightly too heavy, Mazda.
I agree.
You need to chill out a little bit. It is slightly too heavy, but once you get used to it, it's very accurate. It feels good. You feel like you're driving a fancy luxury rear wheel drive like SUV. Like it feels
But
great.
could we accomplish that without?
Yeah, the
heft?
steering. Yeah, the steering is just a little over the top. It's like they're like, but focus on the drive, and it's like, yeah, Mazda. But a lot of your people, like Megan likes Mazdas, and she doesn't necessarily want to focus on the drive that much.
Yeah, no.
All right, so dial back the steering effort slightly. And this is in normal mode, by the way. It's not in sport mode. Like in sport mode.
Sport mode.
Yeah, you don't
be
even.
worse?
Yeah, it's sport mode. Well, I don't know how much it tightens
Are
up
you
the
gonna do it?
steering. Yeah, let's give it a try and see. We'll go
Here we
to.
go.
We'll go
what
to
kind of
sport
review is it
mode.
if we are not willing to try?
I
all the
know.
things?
And the gauges did
Do they-
change.
are they
did
fire?
change. They are.
They are.
I don't know if they can see
they
that,
probably can't
but
see it. They're fire. They're fire gauges.
Mazda, we did you dirty. I'm gonna.
No,
we get
I
home.
didn't do them dirty. You did them
Okay,
dirty.
when we get home, I will actually take video of that
Yeah,
just
'cause
to
that
put
looks
right now
good.
in the review. Okay, and they glow red?
They glow.
What?
They look good.
Mazda, sorry, I totally missed that one. Okay, well, we'll start the review over. Let's go back to the part. Let's just start the whole review over again.
Yeah.
This is a crap review. God, we did a terrible job on this.
No, but we've admitted our mistakes and have told Mazda how much we love the fire gauges.
Now, coming down this hill here, there's a couple sort of severe bounces, and I'm always driving here, and Megan's always holding the camera. So let me know as we get to this part, you kind of get a sense of like, they will be bad, but this car will just absorb them and shrug them off. Ready?
Oh, well, oh, no. I didn't shrug that guy off.
Well, it's not going to not bounce. They're huge divots in the road. But it
was smooth though.
Yeah, you go over them so smoothly.
Yeah.
This thing handles it in a way that most like regular cars could not handle it. The other thing is, what do I always complain about when cars rock side to side? It feels very unrefined. It really like makes me mad because it just is such an unpleasant feeling in the handling. This thing never rocks. It feels so solid, so planted. It's just such an enjoyable car to drive from behind the wheel. Now,
is the steering heavier?
It's hard to say because we've been kind of a straight line. Not that noticeable if it is. It probably sharpens up the gas pedal, the throttle mapping, and the transmission responsiveness is probably more what's been sharpened up.
Throttle mapping?
That's just the linearity of the throttle as you push it down. Is it more sensitive or less sensitive? Come on, you're a math teacher. Geometry, linearity, right?
Yeah, but I don't know what throttle mapping means.
It's a linear function.
It is a linear function. Good job.
So what I was saying.
You said that like a nerd, by the way.
I know that was my impression of you.
Thanks.
So I mentioned the transmission responsiveness. Okay, here's the negative of the PHEV, and I know that we're going to be behind the wheel for a second, but bear with me. This doesn't feel like it's just fully developed. This feels like a brand's first attempt at a plug-in hybrid vehicle, because it is. And the transmission does not always know what gear to be in. At lower speeds, it hunts, it decides maybe you want full EV, maybe you don't want full EV, maybe I'm gonna kick the engine on now, maybe I'm not gonna kick the engine on now. That's why you got that surge of power like earlier.
When I started,
because it gets confused.
I was gonna say, because I noticed it that time, but I didn't notice it every single time.
No, it's not always, but there is definitely a sense of a lack of refinement in that programming where the transmission, I guess we'll just keep going straight here because the police have blocked off this. Well, I don't want to. There's definitely a learning curve, okay? If you're thinking that this is going to be like a Toyota Lexus plug-in hybrid, it's absolutely not. It definitely is not that smooth. You 100% notice when the engine kicks on and kicks off. And the reason I'm kind of complaining about that is because this is an aspirational luxury vehicle. And that feels not luxury. It feels like unrefined. It's like almost there. It's like it needs another iteration or some development work on that transmission programming, which is why this is an 8-speed automatic developed in-house by Mazda. This entire vehicle is pretty much developed in-house by Mazda, which is phenomenal because they're a small company. It's amazing that they did that. But it feels like they need a little bit more of like a learning curve on the transmission, communicating with the EV powertrain, communicating with the engine, okay, and deciding when to be on and when to be off and all that kind of stuff, all right? So maybe they need to go and talk to some Toyota and Lexus engineers or something. But that doesn't take away from the fact that this is a phenomenal car to drive. Phenomenal, right? Like, and so if you want a CX-90, unless you are just die hard about saving gas and those 26 EV miles are going to be useful for you, I wouldn't recommend getting the plug-in hybrid. I would 100% just go straight for the Turbo S, get that delicious 369 pound-feet of torque.
You said delicious.
And just love the car and enjoy the fire gauges. And we'll just chalk my discomfort in the seats. I'll talk about this a little bit in the interior portion. Maybe it's a me thing.
Because it's not a me thing.
It's not a you thing. Yeah. So I'm gonna not say anything. I've blabbered on long enough about the powertrain transmission.
I think it's the fire gauges that have set you over the edge.
Yeah, I know. I kind of want this car now. I kind of want to get a dark gray one with, have you seen the light interior?
No.
Like maybe I'll throw a picture on screen for you guys with the light colored wood and stuff like that. It's beautiful. Absolutely
that
beautiful.
Sounds pretty.
Yeah. So I don't know. This car's won us over a little bit and you'd be the one driving.
Or you know what I would
like
too? Like a taupey, like a not taupe, like a dark, like a green. Like a dark, like a army green, you know, like a
Yeah.
You had a car like that.
It was probably the Lexus in
Yeah.
nori green.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
such a beautiful
Does
color.
Mazda have a color kind of like that?
I don't know. I'm not sure they have a green. We'll have to look. Let's look and we'll get back to you. But
Okay.
anyway, let's get on with the rest of this.
Okay, so I'm clearly on the inside. Now it does fit the stand, but it's not great. It's a little wobbly. Like it doesn't really fit it. So
Oh, the cup holders are like kind of
yeah,
half size.
yeah. So it doesn't fit it all the way, but like I can use it. It's just not a great fit. You got to be careful. I love all the materials in here.
Yeah, it's
Don't
beautiful.
you? Like it looks very.
Feels expensive.
Yes, it feels expensive. Mazda has done a really good job with all the things that you touch. Like I love a good. I mean, I think of fancy feeling.
Wow,
Fancy
that
wasn't.
took way too
I know
long.
fancy wasn't the word I wanted.
Wonder how many
like
people left this
an
video.
aesthetically pleased. No, something that feels good. I don't know.
Tactile.
A nice tactile steering wheel is like one of the most important things because that's where your hands are 90% of the time. And they did a really good job. It feels really good. It still has the thing here, which I don't love, but I can figure it out.
I wonder how many times you say that per review.
I just need to make sure everyone knows.
I think they know.
Okay. I don't love this gear shift with the park and the rear.
The park in the rear.
Like
You mean
the way
reverse?
the reverse, I mean. The way they're right next to each other. You have to like go here and then go over.
You slide it over and
Yeah,
down.
I don't love that. I like them when they're all in a straight line.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
it's
Um,
just there being different.
It's just
It's a very
I don't-
nice
I
gear
don't love
lever.
it. But what I was saying about like this perfectly frames your dash.
Yeah,
Like there are sometimes where you can't see exactly, and that really bothers me. It's like a perfect framing. The screen is nice. Like I said, like this feels super nice. This feels just like the steering wheel to me. I like
Oh,
the
the dash
stitching.
pad,
Yeah. I like the silver stuff.
yeah, it has cool like kind of look. It's not textured. It almost
No,
looks
it's
like
not.
it
I
would
was
be.
thinking this is cushy.
Yeah,
Like it's a nice,
yeah. The
comfortable place
armrests
for
and
your
stuff
elbow.
are really
yeah.
good.
Yeah. I mean, I have really no complaints about the interior.
Yeah,
I love the interior. Other than the cup holder could be a little bit bigger.
and
fit
you
the stand.
don't mind the seats.
I don't. I thought the Toyota was much more uncomfortable than this.
Oh, the Sequoia.
Yeah.
The seats are
Yeah.
too firm.
Yeah, like when I got in, that was the first thing I thought when
It's
I
not
get
the
in this. It's not
firmness,
the
it's
first
just
thing I
the-
think.
The butt cushion shape.
Well, maybe I don't know what to tell
I
you.
don't know.
Maybe you got a weird shaped butt.
It's-
But
bony butt.
I like the material.
Yeah, no, the leather's
Yeah,
great.
and the stitching is really nice, and the room, it's very roomy.
Yeah, for the driver.
Yeah. Yes.
But if you try to get behind,
I don't know.
it's going to be compromised.
Okay, so I'm in the back, and I'm sitting behind myself. Again, I drive really far back. I am 5'9". I do have long legs, but this is not the most comfortable. It's not the most roomy. It's not the most comfortable. But everything you touch feels really great. It's really like good tactile stuff back here.
What word you just learned?
No, that is not even true. That is not true. It does have two cup holders here. It's got cup holder in the middle, but it's kind of like a temporary
You're
cup holder.
struggling.
It's like a temporary
It is
cup
Monday.
holder.
It's too early in the week to be
It's
drinking.
like you're not listening to me. It's like a temporary cup holder.
Yeah, it's got the removable ones.
Yeah,
you
I
can
don't-
flip them down.
I don't like that. But I mean, like it looks. Oh, it's got like a racing stripe down the back of the seat.
Yeah, the seats are styled.
Is this on the front seat?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't just know that. Oh, and it's like a different feel.
Yeah.
That's fancy. I think the seats are comfortable. I really am not sure what you're talking about.
But you don't have enough room.
No, there's not a lot of room. Now, could I go to dinner or something and sit back here for a 20-minute drive? Yes. Would I want to like go on a trip to Florida? No.
But we could.
I could. We could. Oh, I love the long sunroof. I just
Yeah,
now
it does
noticed
have
it.
a sunroof.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now the
I mean-
question is, do I fit behind?
Yeah, probably not. Let's see
myself?
that one.
All right.
So the CX-90 has an absolutely gorgeous interior. The materials are fantastic.
That's my favorite part about it.
Yeah,
about the whole
everything
car.
you touch feels great in typical Mazda fashion. I do have a couple things I want to point out just to add on to some of the stuff that we were discussing. The first is, let's start with the positives. You talked a lot about the design, the layout, the materials, all positive. I really like the cushiness of the armrest. Mazda
I do
pays
too.
attention to the details. The Mazda has a saying, you're not going to know what this saying is, Jinba Atai, which means horse and rider as one. Because the driver
This is the
should
most
be,
ridiculous
this
thing
is
I've
totally
ever
true. This is actually true.
Okay.
Mazda
Okay.
does this.
Okay.
They want the driver to be one with the vehicle. And when you
Okay.
sit in the front of a Mazda, that's how you feel, right? Like the
Okay.
driving position is perfect. Everything's laid out well. The tech is good. I do think Mazda's sort of still kind of leaning on this older infotainment system. It's functional, it has wireless CarPlay, the dial works well. It just doesn't have some of the gadgets and gizmos that some of the other premium and luxury brands have. How much do people care? Debatable. I
don't care.
Yeah, you don't care. It's functional enough, has everything you want, you're good.
I think it looks nice.
It just doesn't have some of that wow factor that the new giant Lexus screen has, or some of the BMW Mercedes stuff, especially Mercedes, which is doing screens and ambient lighting all over the place now. So Mazda's doing it a little bit more conservative. The screen, though, is a 12.3-inch infotainment screen, and it looks great. The graphics are crisp. The surround view camera looks good. The digital gauge cluster, excellent. Looks great. Does it do anything fancy?
No.
No. Does it look fantastic?
Yes.
Yes. So that's good. Head-up display, nice and clear. Panoramic roof. So the interior's good.
Hurry, losing light.
Yeah, my one problem, this is apparently, we've been talking, is a me problem. I can't get comfortable in this seat. I just can't.
And maybe it's because you're so giant.
I'm fine here, and the lumbar comes out from my scoliosis back. It's the butt cushion. I feel like there's a lump right in my butt
maybe you should
crack.
start doing some
it's
squats.
Like right in my butt crack, and it makes
weird.
my butt cheeks go numb and fall asleep.
That's weird.
Viewers, this is honest feedback. It really does.
That they never
It really
wanted to
does.
hear.
It's probably more than you wanted to know.
Go do some squats and
but
come
my
back.
right butt cheek has fallen asleep numerous times if I've been in the car for a while.
Okay, that is weird. I have never, just disclaimer, I've never had that problem.
Okay. Well,
To each
I
butt
am
their own.
bony. Yeah. Test it for yourself.
Yeah.
Oh, well, yes, and as you can see,
That's how you look.
CX-90. Now, man, you were a Mazda. This materials feel
I told
great.
you, it feels-
like
it's-
the
it's
seat. I think it's the
incredible.
Napa leather. I think it's Napa leather. I'll put it on the screen. Yes or no?
Feel
if I was right
the
or wrong.
stripe, it feels different.
In the center
Yeah,
of the
it's like a
seat.
different
Yeah,
co-
it's like
it's
a
nice,
softer.
yeah.
The materials in here are fantastic, and you can forgive this car for a lot, like of those little nitpicks that we have, because it is a beautiful car with a beautiful interior, and you just feel good when you're in it. Now, space-wise, this is a large 3-row SUV, and my knees are like touching
and you can't
the
go
seat.
back further.
And no, this seat does not go back any further because it has to leave some space for the third row. So like this is
Now, if the third row is up, can you go back further?
maybe
Like, are you stuck
a
because
little
the
bit.
third row is down?
Yeah, but then that's silly because then you have to choose
get
between cargo
space.
space and
Yeah.
second row space, which is stupid.
I was just wondering.
So yeah, so that is a problem. Now, keep in mind, if for some reason you just clicked into the middle of the video, I am almost 6'6", so that this is an extreme case, right? My head has like 1 inch of space, maybe half an inch. It's very, very close, but I can sit like this and not be touching. But yeah, Mazda CX-90, space is not gonna be your strong suit.
I agree.
You do have peasant blockers.
He loves a good peasant blocker.
Who doesn't? Block those peasants. So wrapping up the CX-90, at least from my perspective, because Megan insists on being the final thing that you see
Well,
in the videos.
yes.
Maybe that's why the views have been going up lately.
Ah.
So the Mazda CX-90, as you see it here in the plug-in hybrid, and this one's pretty much fully loaded. It's like Premium Plus or whatever their top trim is called. This is $59,000. Now that's a lot of money, and it's more than the Kia Telluride, Hyundai Palisade, and stuff like that. However, I do think the Mazda CX-90 has a lot more style than the Palisade. The Telluride looks good. This drives better than all of them. The ride and handling are better. If you're okay with a little bit heavier steering, you're going to get a much more premium ride and handling. Now, do I think that you should buy the plug-in hybrid?
No.
If you want the coolest, most refined, premium luxury experience that Mazda is going for, get the Turbo S, loaded up with options. You can get it almost fully loaded for like 61, so like 59 to 61. I think it's worth it. I think it's totally worth it. In fact, I even think you get a couple more things that this one's not equipped with. Like this one has heated second row seats. I'm pretty sure that one comes with heated and cooled second row seats.
Ooh.
I'll put it on the screen like yes
Does
or
it
no.
have
Was
power
I-
up and down the
Was I
third row
right or
seat?
wrong? No.
Oh.
No.
No option?
No, it doesn't, no matter what. So that's kind of
that's
silly.
a
But
bummer.
I do think that is sort of peak CX-90. Do I think you'd be disappointed if you got into a lower trim with a regular powertrain? I don't really think you would. I think if you get kind of the mid-level grade there, it'd probably be a really nice 3-row SUV. But you're gonna pay. What is wrong with me with the
I don't
LYs?
know.
You're gonna pay a premium for that rear-wheel biased like driving experience, the better driving experience and the more stylish thing. It's gonna be a couple $1,000s more than the competition. If you need space as your first priority, you might want to look elsewhere. But if sort of luxury, style, driving dynamics are your first
Tactile.
priority, and tactile, as Megan's learning her new word for the
Oh,
day.
hush.
Tactile, yay, you said
Oh,
it.
hush.
If tactility,
Tactility. I
the
like that.
tactility
I like
of
that.
the interior is your thing, then I think you should definitely check out the CX-90.
So for my patented rating system,
Patented. Oh,
yeah, I've decided
Someone owes us some money.
it's a patent. The outside, I really love. I'm going 9 out of 10. I don't, the rear end is not my favorite. I wish it was a little more boxy on the back end. But so 9 out of 10.
It'd be a
The
little
drive,
weird looking if it looked like this with a boxy back end.
no, I do not think it would. No, I don't mean boxy. I mean, I just want it to be more, I don't know. I think the top could come out a little bit more.
Less rounded.
Yeah, like it's more too slopey for me.
Okay.
And then you have more cargo space too.
This is true.
I'm just saying. If it was like flatter and then went down. With still some curves. So it would match. The
Flat but curvy.
Yeah.
Boxy but smooth.
yeah.
Mazda designers take note.
Yeah, exactly. I can solve all your problems. The drive, I'm gonna go 9 out of 10. -1 because the steering's a little heavier than I like. Interior, I am gonna go 9.5 out of 10. The seat could be a little more comfortable, but it's not really even a thing for me. So 9.5 out of 10. So overall, I'm gonna go like a 9.25
Wow.
out of 10.
Well, that's a pretty good rating.
Yeah.
People are going to think, why aren't we buying this car?
Because it doesn't look like a truck.
Because you rated some parts of it higher than the Sequoia.
I did?
Well, I think
Well,
so.
the seats on the Sequoia I did not like at all.
Oh, you said it wasn't a deal breaker, but now you're leaning
It
towards the
wasn't.
Mazda here.
No. But this is not, I want a trucky car. That is
Right.
that is who I am as a person. But if I were this kind of gal, which I think I could actually be this kind of gal, I would drive this car, but not in white. I would drive it in like a dark gray. Do they have that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I would get. But no, I really love it. I think it looks great. Does it get really good gas mileage because it's a PHEV?
Yeah, we talked about that a little bit. Editing magic. We've already talked about
We did.
it.
I just forgot. Sorry,
Yeah.
guys. We already talked about that. But yeah, no, I like it. I have no complaints. I think it's definitely worth checking out if you're looking for like a mid-size kind of
Luxury.
a mid-size luxury SUV.
Give Mazda props. They want to be luxury.
They did a great job. It looks really good. Everything you feel looks really good, which tactile. It's important. It's important. So,
Oh, great.
Sorry.
Well, there goes that take.
Sorry.
Let's just throw that away now.
no, you don't have to throw it away. This is like real life. People
Oh
need to
my
see
gosh.
like the real, the struggles.
The struggle is real.
The struggle that you deal with dealing with
Yes.
me. Yeah. But I like it. Like I said, 9.25 out of 10. And if
Are you
you
ever
want to
going to
see,
end this video?
if you want to see more of him being sassy to me, and then me just dishing it right back, like, subscribe, ring the bell.
Or not. They might have left. If you're still here, comment.
They're still here. They're still here.
Still here.
What if I said I wasn't recording all that?
That would be disappointing. All right, so as you can see in the front seat of the CX-90, I have...
Oh, sorry.
What?
I moved and then there was a sun flare.
Oh, the sun flare?
Yeah.
Well, it looks artsy.
I was trying to get a better angle.
You're just trying to be artsy.
Yeah, I was.
You're trying to be very fancy.
I was. Thank you.